Now, the 16th round of Corps Commander level talks between India and China have begun at Chushul-Moldo border meeting point on the Indian side. Now, the talks are being held for disengagement along the LAC in Eastern Ladakh. The Indian side is being led by Fire and Fury Corps Commander Lt Gen A Sengupta. I'm crossing over to my colleague Tejinder to give us more details on this. Tejinder, could you give us details about where disengagement has already happened and where it remains stalled? And how long could this round of talks potentially go on for? And when can we get an update on how the talks are going?
The Corps Commander level talks have already begun. We are told that a Chinese delegation has already arrived on the Indian side, and the process of dialogue, the talks has already started at the. May I beg your pardon? So the process of dialogue has already started at the Chushul-Moldo meeting point on the Indian side, where the Chinese delegation has already arrived, and the Indian side is being represented by Lt Gen A Sengupta, who is the Corps Commander of the Ladakh-based 14th Corps of the Indian Army. Right now, you see, the major bone of contentions continue to be the patrol point 15, which is near the Kongla, and the other point of contention is Depsang Bulge in Daulat Beg Oldie and Charding Nala Junction, which is in the Demchok sector. So these are the three main places where the disengagement process is yet to happen. But in the earlier rounds of dialogue, both the sides, they agreed on a disengagement process at the places called the Finger 8 on the Chinese side. So some disengagement did happen where in the Indian side they also occupied the Kailash Heights. After that, the China had to give up. So some sort of disengagement also did happen in the Galwan Valley. But the major point of contention continues to be these 3 points. So right now we know that this dialogue process will continue for some time. Even today we are expecting that the 2 days dialogue will continue till late in the evening. It is not going to end within a short span. Earlier also we saw that the dialogue process continued throughout the day. And after that, we are expecting a statement either by the MEA or by the Indian Army, a statement on what all transpired during today's meeting. But right now, the meeting has already started, and it is going to be a long day for both these sides, because these issues are very complicated. These are not going to be resolved that easily, because it has already been 3 years. The standoff has already entered 3 years, and this is the 16th round of talks. In earlier 15 rounds, there have been some headway, there have been some stalemates, and after that we saw there was a gap of almost 4 months between the 15th and 16th round of talks. The last talks took place on 11th of March. That was almost 4 months back, and now the dialogue process has once again resumed, and this is happening after the foreign ministers of both these sides, the External Affairs Minister of India and his Chinese counterpart, they held 2 meetings, and we know that both these sides, they agreed that the disengagement should happen. It should happen on the mutual agreeable terms, because both the sides would want the disengagement process to happen in such a way that it is acceptable to both these sides. So the dialogue process will continue, and we expect later in the evening, when the talks would end, a statement from the MEA or the Indian Army. Yes, Aisha.
All right, Tejinder, thank you so much for joining us and bringing us those details. Now, shifting focus.